Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Right, I'm doing a review today of the new Mauerbrecher. Now, I've been playing this, got it this morning, having some fun with this. Now, I've been looking at Quickie Baby's review, and he says that that this is a reskin of the VK 100-1. Well, I've got the VK 100-1, and I'll show you that now. So let's see, is it? So what you've realised, and looking at this, you can see that it's got twin tracks on either side. So two lots of tracks, basically like two twin tiger tracks on either side. In comparison, the VK has got one huge wide set of tracks on either side. So that shows you that it's unlikely to be the same vehicle. Also, looking at the vehicle itself, we get, looking at it, the VK has got the Command's cupola on the right hand side, and the Mauerbrecher has got the Command's cupola on the left. Now it says that that it's a reskin, so let's have a look at the let's put the Command's cupola and look it up, put it in line with the things around the edge. So let's see what the VK is like. You see that it's vastly smaller, vastly lower, not so long. Let's have a look again. You can see that this is a much bigger tank with a totally different turret. And let's have a look at the German line. Bear with me a second, not just tier 8. So let's call up all of them. Now we have, let's have a look at the mouse. Now you can see the turret is very similar to the mouse. So that's this is the mouse with its turret. Let's have a look at the Mauerbrecher. Very similar in that way. Now let's have a look at the VK 100-1. See, it's a different style of turret. There is some sort of combination of it, and you can see it's got this little mantle around the gun. Let's have a closer look, and let's have a look at the Mauerbrecher. The Mauerbrecher has got a really large region here. Gun mantlet, very large, similar to the mouse, very large. So we then come to the armour. So this is 200mm. You come to the VK 100.1, and it's got 200mm and 230 on the turret, 200mm on the front plate like the mouse, whereas the Mauerbrecher is, as you can see there, 130mm, and it's got a weak spot here for the machine gun port. You're also looking 150mm at the front of the Command's cupola. Really easy to penetrate, but it's got a really tough turret. The sides, you can bounce some more shots than you can with the VK, but the front plate can be weaker, but it's got some interesting angling. So looking at the guns themselves, you're looking 0.4 dispersion and 2.7 second aim time. Comparing 0.4, 2.7, and average damage 1760. Let's compare average damage 1760. So it's the same gun. And let's actually just have a look at the armor profile of the VK. So the VK coming through, you can see the front plate is from about 297mm up to 309. The lower plate is from 525. Sorry, that was looking through the track. From 192 up to 195. Now let's have a look at the Mauerbrecher. From the front, you're looking 263 up to 272. So you can see that the front plate is obviously not. That additional 20mm of armour really makes a difference. It's got this sort of pike nose, which is actually 328mm of armour, which the standard VK hasn't actually got, which is really, really interesting. We then come to the VK, which has got 230mm of armour, 260, 270 above it. It's very, very well angled and sloped up above, but it's only got a tiny gun mantlet. So you're looking 230 here, and then the cheeks you're looking 376, 450, 420. So let's have a look at the Mauerbrecher from the front. This large mantlet, 230. Up above that, you'll starting to get some nice angles. 260, not the greatest, but still pretty nice. And from the front, you've got the same 230mm, 240, 260, so similar sorts of angling. From the side, we are looking. Well, if you miss the mantlet, basically you hit the side, and you're looking at 1000mm. And in comparison to the VK, hitting here, you got 360. So this cheek side here is more easy to penetrate, but it is a bounce zone. And the Commander's Cupola, 220mm of armour on the flat surface, up to about 240-ish, 280 on that section. So very, very bouncy. And with the armour being 40mm, so you can withstand splashes better. So 40mm in comparison to also 40mm, so they're both vulnerable to, just as vulnerable to splashes, except the Mauerbrecher is a heavier tank. So let's have a look at the straight comparison. So we're looking 1835 damage. We are looking, it says 0.38 dispersion, but what Wargaming we put down says it's 0.4. So we'll, as long as they're both, it says they're both similar, so we'll go with that. We then come to the hit points. It's a heavier tank, and we are looking that, let's have a look, an additional 48 tons. Now what I found in playing it, the top speed of 20, well, the additional 40 or so ton, 48 tons, almost 50 tons, I took 400 or 500 points off a Badger. He came up, wanted to fight. I drove into him and took 400 or 500 points straight off him with a ram. Really, really nice, which you wouldn't be able to do so well in a VK. So yes, there are similarities, but I don't think they're based on it. Unlike what Quickie Baby said, they're not based on each other. View range 400 meters, very nice. So similar characteristics, but it's not the same tank. And the setup, you can see the road wheels are different. Looking up, you can see these bogies here. I can't go into the exterior, sadly, because you can't put any camo on. But look at the bogies, they're different. And looking at the VK, you can see a different sort of set of road wheels. The Mauerbrecher, different setup. All of the armouring underneath, different loadouts, different ways of being set up. Oh, and I didn't show you, bear with me a second, the armouring on the Mauerbrecher. Yeah, here, the gun mantle at 140mm, basically from any angle, 140 to 150-ish generally, a weak spot no matter where. The lower plate, you're looking 177, you angle, and you saw there's a slight weak spot underneath, 127mm effective. You can shoot through the armour here. It's a thin target, 127mm. Whereas similarly on the VK, trying to fire in the same way, you're looking 150mm the weakest, down to about 198-ish coming through here. So it's less of a weak spot. So something to watch out for. Whereas the armour on the VK, from this sort of an angle, you're looking 230. From the Mauer, you're looking 330. So the angling, the armour, is in a way is better, in other ways is worse. So you're looking from 300mm just under to 330. And with the VK armouring 370, but then the side is 240. Let's look at the side of the Mauerbrecher, 270. So you can see with similar angling, the Mauerbrecher is almost squarer let's look at the VK. You can see it's less square and it's more cubic in comparison. So you've got less of the squareness, like the mouse. Not the mouse, like the tiger. The tiger is more square. So looking at that, you've got it's more like a shoebox in comparison to the Mauerbrecher. As you can see, it's almost a square design. It's so big, but it means that your turning is an issue. So let's have a look back at the turning and that sort of thing. So traversing, you're actually looking 15 degrees. Let's have a look. Mobility. Everything seems, according to this, is pretty similar between the two of them, apart from a slight power to weight difference. So you're looking 9.52 horsepower per ton compared to 9.96. So 9.5 to basically 10 horsepower per ton. But you've got that additional 48 tons of armour to move around the battlefield. So it affects it in a different way. We then get the gun elevation. The VK has got 30 degrees of gun elevation, and the Mauerbrecher has only got 25. But that's aiming up, so that's one thing to watch out for. Aiming up at a ridge is an issue. But this is pretty good at working ridges, because you can see you aim over with this. Let's aim the gun over. Aim over a ridge, and from that sort of an angle, what might you be shot with? 330 mil, 230, 230, 450. Let's do the same in the Mauerbrecher. Angling over, so we've got a slight angle that way, and we're looking 230. So similarly, but outside that, this area is still 230. So over a ridge is equally as bad with both of them, but you may get shot in the commander's cupola, which I found is an issue. The front plate aiming over a ridge isn't normally a problem unless someone can get a shot in at the at this weak spot, but if they can shoot that, then they can more easily shoot the weak spot at the top. So that's something to watch out for. The side is vulnerable, 185 mil, and the VK, the side, 194. So you're looking about an extra 10 mil of armour in this section. The rear, 235. Let's have a look at the Mauerbrecher. Oops. The Mauerbrecher, 210. So you can see the side of the Mauerbrecher is worse. But if you angle it right, you can pull off some very nifty bounces because of the squareness of it. And the twin sets of tracks, as opposed to the single set of tracks which the VK's got, it is a totally different tank, and I disagree with Quickie Baby on his assessment of it being the same tank, only reskinned. So without further ado, I'm going to get into a game. We'll see what this is like. Oh, let's get the crew back. Bear with me a second. Let's get the right one first. Look at those double tracks, and I'll show you the way this is. Right, there we go. So we've got them in. And he was running it with chocolate. I don't run it with chocolate. I run it as is. So we'll see what we can do with it. I play them as they are. I don't go, oh, I've got to put chocolate on or whatever on everything I play. So here we are, tier 10 game. Still feel happy about it, and yeah, it's you see how often in the things like this he's running chocolate all the time or that sort of a thing. He doesn't need. He's a great player anyway. You know, it's just he just happens to use. I know it's on a lot of reviews. He uses chocolate, which is a good way of enhancing skills. So yeah, that I would say, as you're building it up, getting the right numbers of people in. The right crew in your tank and building them up, then having additional boosts like chocolate or whatever, cream teas that you're putting in, is a useful thing. So we're going to try and use the squareness, and here you can see more clearly the twin tracks. So I'm going to move through, head down, actually let's go that way. Let's go to the circle. Turning is an issue, but it's okay. Everyone's checking it out. got a problem. I just need to readjust my screen. Sorry about this, guys. You know I do everything live. Let's move that up. There we go, so I can actually see my loadout at the bottom. Okay, we're in. I apologise for that. I wanted to be able to see my my loadout. Come on, that's it. In we go to IS-7. Let's go and assist the IS-7. So let's angle. What the f— Great. So he shot me because I was in his place. Great. And I apologise, I didn't mean to do him damage, I was just pulling in to get into a better position. What's his name? Bravo. Oh right, yeah, bravo to you, yeah. Let's get some HE loaded. See if I can loop one over. Waffentragen there, let's try and bounce his shots.
Critical hit.
Let's try and come in the side of the... what is that IS-7 doing? He's waiting down there, waiting for everyone to die, and then the enemy can come to him. What the heck? Pro-mot. Let's get into a angled situation. Great, and they're going straight through the weak spot.
Enemy armor is damaged. One of our trucks is damaged. Ready to fire.
Yeah.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
All started when that little buddy decided to shoot me in the back. Great job. So we'll have a look. And they are 7 deciding to hide in the corner and be of no use whatsoever to the team. Pro-mot. Yeah. What? I've got no words for someone who's that useless. Okay, well, at least we got another box out of it. 1,200, 1,300 points of damage. Let's see what we've got in our box this time. Okay, go on. What have we got? At least we've got a tier level 3, better than a poke in the eye. So, a little bit of damage. Yeah. So, let's see what we can do. Thank you, Bravo and IS-7. You complete Wonderful player. Wonderful player. And I'm sorry I accidentally did that damage. 2 points of damage. I'm really sorry. And so yes, I apologise for that. So let's get in. So 50,000 points again. So sort of averaging around about 50,000 points per game. Let's get into another one. Check out the armor. See what it's like. See how it runs. Get into to a better position. Another tier 9 game. So I don't think that's too bad. Let's just reorganize my recording thing. There we go. That's set up. So we're up against another Mauerbrecher. See what we can do. Work the ridge. So first thing first, I'm going to head down to the corner over there. Try and get into position. Try and bounce as many shots as I can. Try and use the squareness of the armor to get into position, and to get into a position to spot them and deal damage to them as quickly as possible. So that's the idea. Oh dear, the Panther's not happy. Oh dear. So let's get over. Little Yag Tiger there. Another Scorpion G. All the poor little Scorpion Gs having to play, you know, such underpowered tanks. You can see the speed isn't the greatest, but it's fun. And there's no artillery, which is nice. 20 kmh. Oh, feel the burn. Feel that burn. So let's see what we can do. You know, it's solid in so many ways. So I'm going to work my way down, push in as quickly as I can, head down the 1-2 line, try and bounce the shots, see what I can do about maximising the armour. Tiger 2, STR and FV on the other side. So as we haven't spotted their Mauerbrecher, then he could well be this side somewhere. So moving up, we've got Type 4 heavy pushing in against the 152.
We've lost some ammo, but at least it didn't.
Where did he hit me? Very bouncy, like I was saying. We're 2 tanks up. The only damage we've taken is that a HE? No, it was. So see what we can do. Try and spot. Oh yeah, it's good enough. So he's got to be up there somewhere, but he's going to be hull down. Nine 3. Oh, oh, and a T95 coming in from behind. A wonderful, wonderful team again. But at least I got the little badger, so at least that's something. And that was fun. So 800 or so points. Trying to push it, trying to bounce, seeing what I could do. You can have some fun baiting them, using that additional squareness. In a way, this is to the VK. The VK is like the Tiger 2, like the Tiger P. I mean, like the Tiger P with the stronger armor. But the Tiger, if you angle it properly, you've got more squareness and the potential to bounce from the sides. Whereas you've got the angles on those corners of the Tiger 2, which can more easily be penetrated. So that's something I quite like about this, and it's a different sort of playstyle, and it's different to the VK. Is it good? I like it. So one loss, one win, and had a lot of fun doing it. So the armour is unusual. It's not a VK. I think Quickie Baby's got that completely wrong. But the other similarities, the armour, it's not similar because you've got a weaker front plate. Oh, even more boxes. I do like getting the boxes, actually. So let's have a look. Let's see what we've got. Oh, well, at least one tier 4, better than nothing, and some credits. So we bounced 3 shots from the T30. Now that has got one heck of a powerful gun. Scorpion G, strong gun. 1600 points from some of the best guns in the game. That shows you what this can do. Doing it the right way, you can have an awful lot of fun. And basically, it's almost like a baby mouse. The VK also is like a baby mouse, but in a different way. So it's that squareness. Let's have a look down it like this and have a look at the squareness. So very, very square between the two of them. Now, looking at the VK, you can see how much it's longer, and you haven't got the. It's not so square. There is a lot of difference. They're not so the twin track. This is almost like the T95 is like the T28 with an additional track and additional armor. This is almost like the VK, but the VK, this has got one solid track on either side, whereas this has got 2 tracks next to each other. Well, yes, and very strong armor when you angle it right. It's even stronger from the side, even though it says that the armor is 130 mil on the side, because you can actually angle it better. Because of the squareness, you can pull off better side scraping than you can in the VK, which you wouldn't normally expect, but it's just how this is. And one of them, this one, works well on left-hand corners, so you can poke around without spotting this, and the Mauerbrecher can poke around at right-hand corners without showing the command's cupola. So they were working together. If you had a platoon of one of each of these, you could cover both sides of a building and not expose your cupola. And that's another reason that shows me that you know, it's not the same design. You've only got one turret, one entrance here for the commander to get in. The Mauerbrecher, look at these additional turrets. This is for the loading of the ammunition, and this is probably for the loader or the gunner to get in. Commander getting in, and on the opposing side you've got a different entrance. Looking at the VK, there's nothing, just one entrance here and a little door at the back. The Mauerbrecher has got a bigger door, very similar actually. This door is it's a little bit similar to the TD. Let's have a look at, where are they? Let's compare the doors with the Jagdtiger. Oh no, different, similar sort of size. That was sort of what I was looking for. And with a number of different loading points. But yes, let's get back to this. Sorry, that was a bit of an aside. So, yes, it's a totally different tank and So with a weak spot here, a weaker command scopola, but stronger in other ways for side scraping and hiding that. You saw just how good it is against the likes of the T-30 and the Scorpion, because they've got really weak guns, haven't they? Yeah, every tank can bounce multiple shots from those and live to tell the tale almost. I just wanted to push in. I could have stayed safe, but I wanted to do some damage, so I pushed in. Yes, I was safe hiding, and I knew what I was facing, and I shouldn't have gone round, but I wanted to show you what it was like. So, is it fun? Is it worth it? Has it got good armour? Yes, but it's got different armour to the VK. It's not the VK. It's its big brother, quite literally. And for that reason, I quite like it. It's fun. It's a fun tank to play. The VK's fun. The VK 100.1p, and also the 168, the Mauerbrecher. Very, very nice. I thoroughly enjoy both of the tanks. So 56%, 40% at the moment, but I've been unlucky with the games, and I've actually been having fun. I've been doing some fun things in this because it's just nice to do that with my eyesight going. It's nice to just have a laugh, and I've been having a real laugh with this morning. So, and I've made a lot of credits, and it's really, really good fun. So, and that in itself is a reason to get it, or at least for me, because it's a fun tank. But it's not overpowered, and that in another way it means that it's fun for other people. It's fun for your opponents, but if you play it the right way, you can do fine with it. It's a nice, unusual tank. But you can see the 20 kmh forwards, 15 in reverse is an issue. If you compare the two, we are looking. They've both got 20 and 15, so similar sort of speeds. But traverse speed, you're looking 16.71 compared to 20.61. So it's surprising what you could actually do in this. When you get a good crew on it, you can do some surprising turns and make things really, really interesting for your opponents. But I think that's because I'm running like four skills at the moment, and just not far from my fifth skill on a couple of the crew. So, whereas the VK doesn't have, well, it's actually got no crew in the moment. Let's return the crew. Bear with me a second. Return the crew. So even with this crew, you can say it's 16.71 compared to the Mauerbrecher 20.6. So this turns better than the VK. Surprising, but it could be the link-ups between the two sets of rollers, which the VK, when I say VK, I mean the 100.1. The VK has only got one set of huge rollers, which means that it's not able to turn so fast. I think because of the linkage and the twin tracks, this is able to turn that much faster, 4 degrees faster. 16.7 in comparison to 20.61, so it's just under 4 degrees a second more turning with this than the VK 100.1, which you wouldn't expect because it's a smaller, lighter tank, whereas this is heavier, can turn better, and in some ways the armour's better, but in other ways the VK's better. Very, very intriguing tank, and it's a lot of fun to play. So I hope you like this. I hope this has helped. I hope I didn't want to sort of like go, Quickie baby, you're wrong, but I just think he hasn't looked at it and hasn't analysed the characteristics. I don't like pointing things like that out, but I just had to let you guys know. So, but yes, it would be nice if it was similar and you had the additional 20mm on the front plate. That would be really, really nice. But you haven't. But it's a fun tank. It is. It's few and far between that you get a fun tank that's nice to play, or that's like this that you want to play. And it just is. It's interesting. Even if I lose, I don't mind, because I'm having so much fun playing it. And that for me is the heart of the game. And I'm so glad Wargaming have come out with this. So thank you for watching. I'm the Gaming Bear, and you saw 1 win, 1 loss, which I think is pretty fair. But I would say that this is really, whereas the VK is running 56% longer term testing, and this only just got it. It's showing 40%, but I would think it's somewhere between 50 and 55%. Not quite as good as the VK overall, probably a couple of percent lower down, maybe a 53% tank, somewhere, I'm thinking it's about a 53% tank, somewhere in that region, so just a little bit above the ordinary, but not quite to the level of the VK 100.1. I can't say fairer than that. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm the Gaming Bear, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.